welcome to the save point. I have something to say. First of all, welcome. How are you doing? It's good to have you back here. I have the swag right now. A sweater and my lab coat. I'm not a scientist, but I have a lab coat. Sue me, but don't sue me, cause I have no money. In any case, the topic today is Grim from Hollow Knight. Oh, I just want to abort the subject very quickly. I have one thing to say about this. Something slight to say. I'm a bit sour about this, actually. It's the one element of Hollow Knight that annoyed me. You know, one thing in the game that has managed to annoy me. Why is that? Well, it's because the ending of that quest line disappointed me. I got bamboozled. The rapscallions there at Team Cherry, well, let's say that, first of all, spoilers for those who didn't play Hollow Knight. It's important you play Hollow Knight, it's a really good indie game. But why am I so annoyed or sour? Just a little bit sour. Well, first of all, there's very few missable things during a playthrough of Hollow Knight. And there's very few missable things. Like there's a character called Salt, I think. You can miss his content, his kind of like quest line, if you don't rescue him. And if you find another NPC as well that interacts with him. Fun fact, during my playthrough I actually managed to not find that accompanying complementary NPC to Zod's questline, so I never saw it until the end. It's just through doing the research of missable content that I discovered that it's a whole NPC I forgot about, which is located in the fungal wastes. And I went there and I remember specifically seeing the NPC, not being able to reach it, and then forgetting about it until I finished the game, pretty much. But I wonder if I do manage to get the NPC, if it is still there, if I could complete that storyline of Zod and get that exclusive boss fight. That might be something. But that's the thing, one thing, right? One little thing. But here, the questline of the Grim Troop, which is one of the free content, small expansions. There's two endings to it. Now, what happens throughout the storyline is, you meet these, grim-looking NPC called Grim, the Grim leader, the sort of vampire-looking dude. And you collect some flames, you destroy some creatures that carry flames around the entire world map. So it's kind of like something that you do during post-game once you explode the entirety of it and have freedom of movement throughout the whole thing. Once you collect the flames a few times, you're presented with a choice. The first one, break the ritual, because it's a cycle apparently and you can break it. Or you can complete the ritual. Now, just imagine when you're presented with this option of destroying this ritual, breaking the cycle, which is a bit like what you're doing through Hollow Knight itself, as kind of like a theme, because it's a cycle that repeats itself in some way. So you do the same thing in this expansion. There's a thing that is similar. But you have the choice to continue and finish that ritual. Unfortunately, the best reward is if you complete the ritual. Now that's a bit annoying for me, because I thought that following the storyline where you do break the ritual, you would get like a cool quest line. Grim would be pissed off, and that would unlock a true boss fight. It turns out, no, you don't get a boss fight at the end if you banish the ritual of the Grim Troop. You get a charm and a new NPC in the starting town. But apparently the best boss of the game, the Nightmare King, is if you follow the ritual to the end. I did not expect this. I felt a bit tricked there, to be honest, just a tiny bit. And because there's autosave in the game, you cannot possibly do both in one go. It saves after you finish the storyline, and you can't reload the previous save. Maybe you can do it through the Steam backup. You know, maybe through the Steam backup, that's something that could be done. I didn't try it, but I might do this. Just maybe. It's a bit... these two endings, when I think about them right now, they feel a bit unequal. Because one has a really cool boss fight, and the other has just ends abruptly. It would be much better, I think, if both were equal, in a way. If they both had something of similar value. Which is not the case. It's much more leaning towards the accomplishing the ritual ending for Grimm. Overall, the free content is a bit shorter than I expected. Because, you know, on the Steam page there's these big banners. Yes, you do this. We added some big stuff to the game, and these updates have titles to them, but they're a bit shorter than expected. Lifeblood, I thought each one was a whole new area. That's not the case, really. Lifeblood is you get a new charm. There's a very small jumping puzzle, and you get a new charm, and you get a boss fight, a new boss fight. So it's a lot more integrated in the game. These updates were all about adding some bosses throughout the game as you progress through it, and rebalancing it, and add some small stuff, some few secret rooms. Not a whole new big expansion of a whole new area. That disappointed me a bit. That's what I expected, but maybe that's just my expectations that were not in check, and that's not exactly the fault of the game. That's just me hyping myself too much for it, I think. Though I did really expect the Grimm storyline to have a lot more to it, because they call it a major quest line, a new major quest line, kind of expansion. There's nothing really truly major about it. You can get a few new collectibles, a few new charms, you meet a few new characters, but it ends rather quickly. I think if you do it at the end, when you can very quickly collect the flames, you can get through it in way less than an hour, I think. Especially if you get the abrupt ending. If you do the true final boss, or the true super boss that's hidden through the first ending, well, maybe then it takes a bit longer, because you will die a lot to the boss fight. Though, I guess it's free content, you know, I didn't pay for it. I think for what I got, you know, the price of the game, it's more than enough. It was a much longer game than I expected in any case. But if these updates were paid, so if the Green Troop was paid, I would have liked it to be a new area, right? A sort of nightmare world that you explore through, and there's some creepy stuff and gothic looking environments, maybe a sort of castle, gothic castle to accompany the Green, which is quite vampire-like, I think. But, you know, they did something quite like this super boss. You can still fight it even though you got this abrupt second ending if you visit the Goat Home, which is the last free expansion. That's like you can refight the bosses in that place, even upgraded versions of all the bosses, and you can fight it there. So in a way it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a good way to experience it, which I would have much rather experienced it inside the storyline, you know, as a big final pour on that cake, on a cherry cake, but I will take this this option to fight him in the future. I take a break from the game right now to play Minecraft, create a studio and all that. I just enjoy myself with that game. But I'll see what all the hubbub is about, calling it the best boss in the game. So that's pretty much all I had to talk about. Yeah, I really like Hollow Knight. I think it's a really, really good Metroidvania, I think. There's no flaw about it. It's a wonderful game. Now, what do you think about Hollow Knight? If you did the Grim expansion, did you by any chance take one of these endings? Which ending did you get? Did you get the one where you fight the super cool boss, or did you get the one where you, well, abruptly end the quest line and the expansion is gone? It's not there anymore, and you missed the missable content, like getting some really cool strong sharps. Apparently, I didn't know it would all be gone, so that's a way for me. We need to do that in a new game. Or maybe through the steep backup of my save file, who knows. Your progress is saved. I will see you at the next save point, alright? Cheers.